The Hanjo. How you doing, guys? Matt the Greeter, Bug Smasher, New England. Boston over there, Foxborough over there. Yeah, hey, what's the question today? Excuse me. Look at this, a block of Velveeta with wheels. What do you think about Mini Coopers? Not Winnie Cooper. Who was that, from the Wonder Years, the girl? Yeah, Mini Coopers. My dad was looking at them once. Not necessarily seriously, but I think they're kind of a cool looking car. Or at least they were. When they're with the small ones, they look like little rippers. Of course, that's coming from a guy who I would love to take a smart car for a rip. I mean, maybe not through Boston, but I feel like, you know, if the roads were empty, you know, and there weren't a lot of people around, not that I mind getting seen in one, but I mean, like, I don't want to deal with traffic in a smart car. But I would love to rip around on one, take one up curvy roads. So yeah. Anyway, I just saw that block of Velveeta, and I just thought I'd pose the question. But that's not what's on my mind today. Oh, my highway peg keeps folding up on me. I got to tighten that nut. Also got to watch where I'm going. Anyhow, yeah. What's the last wedding you've been to? I got a wedding coming up, not my own. But I get to have the privilege of singing a song in a friend's wedding, a dear friend of mine. We work in the same place. We don't do the same thing for work, but we work in the same place, so we see each other most days anyway. And so he knows I sing, goes to my church, and has heard me sing or whatever. It doesn't matter. Maybe it said sucker on my forehead. But yeah, but anyway, I'll be singing a song at his wedding, which is always a privilege. And who doesn't love an opportunity for high anxiety anyway, right? In public high anxiety. Anyhow, I wasn't sure if she was going to come over that line or what. Anyhow, yeah, so it just got me to thinking about, you know, what's the best wedding you've ever been to, or the worst wedding you've ever been to? I want to hear about it. So in the comments below, or maybe shoot your own video and tag me in it or something, but not your wedding video, unless it's a great wedding, or unless I know you well, and then I'll watch it. But anyhow, let's cut to the chase. Would you stop? Lips are flapping in the breeze. What's the best or worst wedding you've ever been to? You know, I went to one time, which it is like the best and the worst. Hey, what's up? I know those guys. A firefighter right there. And a good one too. EMT, firefighter, dog owner, father, husband. Good guy. What's up, John? Anyhow, yeah, I went to one once with an old flame, a temporary flame. Man, this girl had a really rich friend. It couldn't have worked out, right? We were from different socioeconomic brackets, I'll say. Like her family was on the bracket, and I was, you know, I was living low. So anyhow, it was never going to work out. But anyhow, I got spiffied up and got dragged to a wedding in, man, I can't remember where it was now, Jersey, or maybe it was Connecticut. I feel like it was New Jersey. And these people were loaded. I mean, like Great Gatsby loaded, you know? And there's me who, like, I didn't have a pair of pants to, you know, like, dress, like, what am I gonna wear, you know? Like, gotta put on some costume and go to a wedding. And so yeah, that was crazy. But you know, this is the first time I ever saw, like, yeah, you just go to grab a, you know, you could grab a water or whatever, but it was just like crazy, these jars of water. And so that's the water. They had thousands of jars of water. And like, what the heck, man? And so that was crazy. But the hotel room I stayed in, you know, I was staying solo. So I'm in this hotel room. Everybody else, their hotel room is ready. But mine, they're like, it's gonna be another hour, and that turned into another 2, maybe 3 hours, and finally it was ready. Well, let me tell you this, and I am not kidding you. I got into that hotel room somebody died in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the second I went in, it was the reek of death. And like, somebody died in that room. And that's why it took them so long to get me in there, was because they had to do what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? And there were no other rooms because it was packed out for this Gatsby-like wedding. And I'm telling you, somebody died in that room before I got there. So I pretty much laid awake all night in the reek and just tried to, I didn't sleep in the bed. I can't remember where I slept in a chair or something. Hey, maybe the dude died in the chair. Maybe I should have stuck to the bed. Maybe I would have stuck to the bed if I laid in the bed. I don't even know. Let's not be graphic, shall we? But let's just say that I slept in a crime scene. And that was not a pleasurable experience. So number one, I was dressed up against my will. I was surrounded by the 1%, and then I had to sleep in a dead person's room. So it was like, well, I don't know if that was the best wedding. Oh, and they're like, you have to try oysters. You've never had oysters? I'm like, dude, anyway. No, I have never had oysters. So I tried the oysters. So I went over and I grabbed an oyster and I ate it. It was gross. And I was like, this is disgusting. And they're like, oh, those were raw mussels. I was like, what? They go, no, go try an oyster. So I went back to that stupid thing, actually filling my pockets with mini Tabasco sauce bottles, I must say, which was pretty good. Are you crossing? Okay. That was the smallest gesture I've ever seen, by the way. Anyway, she must think I have really good eyesight. But anyway, I went back to that stupid table. I got some different looking thing in a shell that looked like an oyster, and I ate that, and it was as raunchy as the first thing. And they're like, no, that's another mussel. That's a different kind. So I'm like, you know what? You had your chance. So I've never eaten an oyster, and at this point, it's dramatic to say I never will, but I don't think I ever will. That did not go well. So not only did anyway, so was that the best wedding I've ever been to? Was that the worst wedding I've ever been to? I don't know, folks. It was a wedding. I went to it. I survived, though the previous occupant apparently did not. And that's all I have to say about that. And I've been to some good weddings as well. None of which I'll get into here. But yeah, I've been to my share of good weddings and a lot of ho-hum weddings, which is fine. Mine was probably ho-hum for a lot of people. Who knows? But hey, what are you gonna do? I don't know. I'd say weddings for me are weird because I should put an asterisk by my last comment and just remind people who may not know me that in fact, if you drive a Cadillac, you can go through a red light because you're part of the 1%, right? Is that how that works? Anyhow, I hope he hits his own mailbox. My asterisk would say that many of these ho-hum weddings I went to were probably actually great weddings, but as you know, I have problems around people. I have a little bit of anxiety kind of stuff where in hostility, anxiety turns to hostility, which turns to I don't like crowds. I don't want to be here. I got a bad attitude. So I have probably actually been to a good deal of really good weddings, but sometimes, you get a lot of smiling people, a lot of clinking plates, there's just a lot going on, and it kind of detracts from what should be, for a normal person, should be a really good experience, So that's all I'm saying about this. So, hey, if you're out there and you know me and I went to your wedding and you think I'm calling your wedding humdrum, yeah, I got 4 fingers pointed right back at me. Is that how that works? Yeah, maybe I'm humdrum. Anyway, yeah, I wish my buddy Jim a lot of happiness and blessing as he gets married next week. I'll be singing, and I hope I don't screw it up. Anyhow, this is going to be a weird statement. I'll leave you with this. Sometimes, for me, as a person who has a lot of anxiety around people, and I don't like to be around them, I can sit or stand in front of, just name a number, 7,000 people, 10,000 people. I can go up there and and talk and do whatever and be totally fine. But if I'm down in a crowd with people, or around 25 people, for example, I really struggle with that. But I can be in front of, you know, whatever. So this wedding, I'm looking forward to it because I'm playing a song, and so like I'm not, you know what I mean? Anyway, I have less anxiety standing in front of people singing a song than I would like milling with normal people trying to make small talk. And with that, folks, Matt the Greeter, I care about you. Been a nice ride along, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.